Shalom. Kahala Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Raha, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to Yahaki in pushing this word in truth and sincerity. The Samathi from the GMS Dallas camp. And wanted to go into a quick lesson. And going into the throne of David. All right. The throne of David will be established here upon the face of this earth. Okay. After Esau, Edom kingdom is brought down, and Esau is the who rules the world today. Okay, because the wicked rules the earth, pursuant to Job 9:24. All right, the earth will give into the hands of the wicked. All right, and it says, if not, who and where is he? That is going into the Edomites. Okay, who has skin that you can see through. Well, you can see forth through their skin. All right, and that is who is the pale-faced people today. All right, and that is the so-called whites that walk upon the earth. All right, now we're saying that is every one of them Edomites? No. All right, because we are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So they could be some of them could be Israelites, some of them could be other nations, but they're not who there appears to be. Now, if your spirit resonates with the spirit of, like you say, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, then could very well be an Israelite. All right, but this is what we're going to the throne of David. All right, and it's going to be established through a bloodline. All right, and the bloodline extends all the way from like I said, from the garden through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we're going to start here. It says, Matthew 1:1, it says, the book of the generations of Yahawashi Mashiach. All right, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Now it says the book of the generations. Now when you go to a generation, it goes through a geno, a lineage. Okay, like a line of creek. It's a stream of blood that goes through these bloodlines. And Yahawashi was a part of a royal bloodline. All right. Now, if you see here as well, it says the son of David. Who's the son of David? Solomon. And it says the son of Abraham. Who is the son of Abraham? That's Isaac. Now, the reason that goes into it, and like I say, this is just through the spirit, I want to say that is the same spirit, okay, that went through the son of David, which was Solomon, and the son of Abraham, which is Isaac. The same spirit that went through them was the same spirit that walked the earth as Yahawashi. So, just wanted to point that out, Salakia. All right. And I'm just going to read through to 7 to kind of show the bloodline, and then I may jump to 16 and then bring out a precept. This is, like I say, the generation of Yahawashi, starting with Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judas and his brethren. And Judas begot Pharez and Zara and Thamar, and Pharez begot Ezram, and Ezram begot Aram, and Aram begot Abinadab, and Abinadab begot Nasam, and Nasam begot Solomon, and Solomon begot Boaz, and Boaz begot Rechab, and Rechab begot Obed, and Obed begot Jesse. And now I'm gonna stop here because you can read this in Ruth, the 21st verse. Fourth chapter, around the last couple of verses of the fourth chapter. Okay, and it goes to that bloodline. All right. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get it just to prove that point. Okay. This is Ruth 4 and start at 21. And Solomon begot Boaz, and Boaz begot Obed, and Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot David. All right. Now we jump here, and that's like you said, that bloodline starting with Abraham. All right. So let's go through that. So that's just to prove that, like you said, this is the same Jesse and David as it is in David the king, okay, who had Solomon. All right. Now we're gonna start at 7. I'm gonna jump to 16 after that. All right. It says, and Solomon begot Roboam, and Roboam begot Abiah, and Abiah begot Asa. Okay. Now we know at that time after Solomon we had what 40 years of peace, and then after that it's split, right? The kingdom split. The nation of Israel. You had the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. You had the southern kingdom, who was the more the darker complexion of Israel, which is your Judah, Benjamin, Levite. That's why during the time of going to the Greek and to the Romans, they started saying, "Hey, all y'all mingle. We ain't finna try to figure out who is the Judites, the Benjamites. All y'all Jews, okay?" And Jewish means sort of, kind of, but not really. All right, but they became what, the Jews. And then you had the northern kingdom, which were the more the lighter complexion. Not all, I mean, but and you had the Levites that were scattered amongst them as well, because those were the priests. All right, during the time of the priesthood through Aaron. All right, so I want to jump into a quick verse here. This is 2 Samuel 7. And 12. It says, and while thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up a seed after thee, okay, which shall proceed out of the bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. Now this is going to King David, right? And this is what's going to be established, right? He will establish kingdom that's going to proceed out of his bowels. All right. Now, if you read here, when we jump into verse 16, it says, Matthew 1 and 16, it says, then Jacob begot Joseph, and husband of Mary, of whom was born Yahawashi, who is called Mashiach, okay, the anointed one, right? Now, when you go back into 2 Samuel 7, it says, your kingdom will be established that's going to come out the bowels of David. This is who they're speaking about, okay? When you get down to Matthew 1, verse 16, talking about Yahawashi, okay? It's not talking about Solomon at this point. Now, when you go ahead and read 13, it says, he shall build a house for my name, which Solomon did, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. This Solomon kingdom, it was read, was split after we mentioned, it was split, okay? After the time of King Solomon's death. Okay, you had Rehoboam, who had the southern kingdom, that was the king over them, and you had Jeroboam, who was the king over the northern kingdom. Now, all right, so it said it will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. All right, so that kingdom will be established forever. All right, so that's what we're getting into. This is getting into the actual throne of David that's going to be established again, that's going to reign upon the face of the earth. Because it was 40 years of peace after King David had put all the other nations in subjection. And King Solomon had a kingdom of no, people attacking and all that, because King David had to look left and right. But like I said, this kingdom here is going to reign forever on the throne of King David. All right? So let me see here. This is Luke. Because if I could say, that's showing that through the generations of Yahawashi, okay, he was established through the bloodline of King David. Now, what I want to do now is basically show that that bloodline goes through Joseph as well to Yahawashi. All right. Luke 2, verse 4. All right. And it reads, and Joseph also went up from Galilee and out of the city of Nazareth and Judea into the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house of the lineage of David. All right. Okay. So this is, like I said, the time when I think they had to pay taxes. If you read up in the chapter, Caesar Augusta basically to put out a decree that all the world should start putting out known world start paying taxes. So King David went up. Salakia, Joseph went up to the city of David. All right, and it said that was his lineage, and it's talking about the city of Nazareth into Judea, which is what the city of King David. All right, so all that connects to the bloodline from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, okay, into King David, into Joseph, into Yahawashi. All right, and this should also let you know that this was the line that it's not a virgin birth. He was actually came out the loins of Joseph. All right, this is Luke 1 and 31. And it says, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, and he shall be great, and he shall be called the Son of the Highest, and Yahweh power shall give unto him the throne of his father David. Okay, now when is that's going to be done? Did Yahawashi receive that when he was here? No, he did a lot of miracles, a lot of miraculous things as he went upon the earth. But he did not. They wanted to make him king. At one point, they were trying to force him to become king. He had to flee. But he hasn't had a kingdom established here upon the face of the earth, and that's going to be done, like you say, when this kingdom is brought down, and the chariots come about and seize this kingdom, destroy Babylon the Great, which is AKA the U.S. And what's going to happen from there is a new kingdom. It's not going to be China, Russia, and all these who think they're up next. It's going to be who up next is, okay, the kingdom of Yahawashi, okay, the elect, okay. And once again, it will be established through what? The seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob onto Yahawashi, onto the like I say, throughout the loins of the 12 patriarchs, which Yahawashi sprung out of Judah, right? And this is Acts. I think it's Acts 2. So I want to show, like you say, it's going to be a kingdom that's going to be established forever through the nation of Israel, and it's going to be Yahawashi is going to be upon the throne. Okay. I think this is it. All right, this is Acts 2 and 29. I'm gonna read on through. It says, "Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David." All right, and if I'm not mistaken, this is going into this is Peter speaking, and it's like his sermon he's going into. All right, and it is of the day after the day of Pentecost. Right. All right, so let's read this. It says, "Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, and he is both dead and buried, and his sepulcher is with us this day. Therefore, being a prophet, and knowing that Yahweh has sworn with an oath to him," and it's also letting you know, like you say, King David was a prophet as well. Okay. Like I said, therefore being a prophet. All right. So it says the oath to him that of the fruit of his loins, according to the flesh, he would raise up Mashiach to sit on his throne. Okay, and that's going into Yahawashi, and he was going to be sitting on to the throne of King David. That has not happened yet. So when is going to happen? During the kingdom of heaven. All right. So let me get something here. This is because you want to jump back and forth through the Old and the New Testament to show that Yahawashi was spoken upon throughout the scriptures. You know, this is Isaiah 9, verse 6. Okay, it reads for us, and this is going into what the promised son. Okay, all right. The deliverer, it says, for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful and Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Prince. Okay, now who is that going into? Right? That's going into Yahawashi. All right? This is Psalms 40. I think it's Psalms 40. It says, then said I, lo, I come into the Psalms 40 and 7. Then I say, lo, I come into the volume of the book. It is written of me. All right. So the book is written of Yahawashi, which is basically through the bloodline of King David. Okay, through the bloodline of Abraham. So when he sit upon this throne, it's going to be established on the face of the earth. Okay, this is what the bloodline, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be through the throne of David that Yahawashi will sit upon. Okay, and like you say, through Yahawashi and his elect men, it's going to be through an order, a balance, and it's going to rule throughout righteously, you know. And because like you say, you want to establish the importance of Jerusalem, because like you said, that is who the bloodline is through, who everything is through. All right. The other, Yahawashi said in what is that? I think Isaiah 40, that the other nations are nothing. All right. So when they say everybody gonna be established, no, Yahawashi said he didn't come to destroy the law but to fulfill. This is Isaiah 40 and 15. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as a small dust of a balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. Okay? So the other nations are nothing. That is basically what he said. Now, the apple of his eye is what? The nation of Israel, right? So let me go ahead and get something else here. I was going to get Genesis 14. This is Genesis 14 and 15. It says, and he divided himself against them. All right. All right. So let me go ahead and I get it here. 14 and 18. I'm sorry. All right. This is Genesis 14 and 18. It says, and Melchizedek, the king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High Power. Okay. And he blessed him, and blessed be Abram of the Most High, Yahweh, possessor of heaven and earth. All right. So this is going into, like, say, the importance of the nation of Israel, right? The importance. All right. And we read, like you said, this is going into, like, say, the order of Melchizedek going into Yahawashi, who sprung up out of Judah. All right, which the order of Aaron spoke nothing about. Roughly just kind of paraphrased, jump back and forth and through. All right. But this basically extends all the way back to the order of Melchizedek, and then, like I say, when the kingdom of heaven is established upon the throne of David, that is basically going into that prophecy, basically going into the order of Melchizedek, establishing the second covenant, with Yahawashi sitting on that throne, and we being those men that's going to be under the order of Melchizedek, under Yahawashi, govern the nation and govern the world. We won't have to govern our nation because our nation is going to be in order, but we're going to be governing the world, all right, righteously, all right. This is Jeremiah 31. I think I'm gonna start at 1 here. Jeremiah 31:1, it says, "In the same time, saith Yahweh, will I be at the most high of all the families of Israel." Okay, let me read that again. It says, "At the same time, saith Yahweh, will I be the power of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people." This is gonna be established when? During the time that Yahawashi will be reigning upon the throne of King David, right? And I kind of want to jump through it here. 14. This is Jeremiah 31:14. It says, "And I will satiate the soul of the priests with fatness of my people, shall be satisfied with my goodness, saith Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentations and bitter weeping, Rahal weeping for her children, refused to be comforted for her children because they were not. Thus saith Yahweh, refrain thy voice from weeping and thine eyes from tears, for their works shall be rewarded, saith Yahweh, and they shall come again from the land of the enemy." Okay, and ain't we in the land of the enemy right now? Okay, this is when the kingdom of heaven will be established. All right, and like we read, it's going to be through the bloodline of Joseph, which is the bloodline of who? King David. Okay, which stems to Yahawashi. He said he was going to prepare a place for us, right? Okay, so we're going to keep going here. It says in verse 17, this is back in Jeremiah 31:17, "And there is hope in thine end, saith Yahweh, that thy children shall come again in their own border." And where is our borders, okay, we're supposed to be? That is Jerusalem, all right? That is the land of Israel. Verse 19. Oh, did I read 18? Oh, 18. It says, I have surely heard Ephraim bemoaning himself thus, thou hast chastised me, and I was chastised as a bullock unaccustomed to the yoke. Thou turn thou me, and I shall be turned, for thou art Yahweh my power. Okay? Because when you look at the southern kingdom, they have did a lot of, look at all the kings they had. The king, the kings, they never did no righteous thing. Now you had some that was righteous in the southern kingdom, but the northern kingdom, they always was going out whoring out the other idols. So the Lord basically said, turn to him, and he would turn towards them. Verse 19. "Surely after that I was turned, and I repented, and after that I was instructed. I smote upon my thigh. I was ashamed, yea, even confounded, because I did bear in reproach of my youth." Okay? Is Ephraim, my dear son, he is pleasant child? For since I spake against him, I do earnestly remember him still. Therefore my bowels are troubled for him. I will surely have mercy upon him, saith Yahweh. Okay? And he's going to have mercy upon him. Verse 21, "Set thy up remarks, make thee high heaps, set thine heart toward the highway, even thy way which thou wentest, Turn again, O virgin of Israel. Turn again to these thy cities. Hey, so we got to start turning back to the Lord because the throne of David is being established, all right, through the elect, the 144,000, right? So, like I said, I don't want to make this too long, but this is, like I said, it will be established through the kingdom of heaven will be established upon the face of the earth, okay, through by way of the throne of David, who Yahawashi will be sitting upon, right? Like I said, he's going to have a kingdom that's going to reign forever and ever. And I'm trying to think if there's anything that I didn't bring out of that I should have. Because, like I say, King Solomon didn't have a everlasting kingdom that ran forever and ever. All right, you had King David that served. He actually was able to stop running. He had, I think, 7 years that he run and reigned for 33 years in Jerusalem. Then you had King Solomon that reigned 40 years. Okay, then after that, basically the throne of King David hasn't been established. I mean, we haven't established a kingdom yet. That was it. The split. We was done. So, like I said, hey, when that time for King David throne to be set upon again, that's going to be Yahawashi, okay, who's going to reign upon the throne, and he's going to be, like you say, it's going to be what from there, a kingdom that's going to be reigning righteousness forever and ever. All right, so like I say, we will through the elect, Lord willing, we those men. Definitely speaking to myself first and foremost, got to keep pushing. All right. This is what we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for the Redeemer. We want to be the first fruit, okay? As Yahawashi sit upon the throne of David. We want to be the first fruit, all right? That's not going to taste death. I want to get this and end here. This is Revelations 14, verse 4. It says, "These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins." All right? We just read, like you say, O virgin Israel, and this is going into the elect. These are they which follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruit unto Yahweh and to the Lamb. And who is that Lamb? Yahawashi, right? So we want to keep pushing, and like you say, this is one thing, knowing that Yahawashi will be sitting upon the throne of David, and he's gonna, like I said, he's the mediator. Okay. So with that, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Waha, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone. Peace and blessings to Yaaki and pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.